Welcome to Comic Movie 10, where you get insight into everything comic book movies and television related in 10 minutes or less. I'm Joe Kane.
And I'm Dan Kane. No relation. Hey, don't forget to subscribe and share and keep up with us at hecklerkane.com.
On today's episode, we are talking about Nora West Allen appearing on The Flash.
Yes, she appears on the season finale of Flash for season 4, but it's not the first time she appears. It's just the first time we find out who she actually is.
Before that, she was the mystery girl. We didn't know what she was, what her character was. There were a lot of assumptions being made out there as to who she was. They were saying maybe it was actually Cecile and Joe's baby that, you know, grown up in the future, coming back, but there'd be no real connection to the Speed Force at that point. It would just be kind of random.
Right. And which you find out she's a speedster when she brings the bag of goodies.
Yeah.
When she shows up with the bag of stuff for Joe's baby because she's hiding around the corner and then disappears like that.
Exactly. So we knew little snippets and had our inklings, but we do find out and confirm that it is Nora West Flash. Nora West Allen. Sorry, the Flash popped into my head. When she introduces herself in that season finale of The Flash entitled We Are Flash.
Right. And you see her help him defeat DeVoe, and the hand come out and hit the falling satellite out of the sky, and you don't know really who that is. Obviously, we do now.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's just, it's funny. Now, it poses the question, where, is there a certain timeline that she exists? Does she exist because of Flashpoint? Is that still playing a role? I mean...
Well, these are all viable questions that need to be answered. But, you know, they talked to the showrunner, Todd Halbing, and he confirmed that all 4 instances that she appeared will be explained in season 5 as they go through the season. And obviously she'll be a series regular at that point, coming into the season. The part of Nora is played by Jessica Parker Kennedy, and she's just in there and popping up in all these places. She originally came out in the crossover episode. She showed up at Jitters and she spilled coffee. She then brought the baby gifts for Joe and Cecile.
Right.
And then she showed up again in that final episode.
Right.
Each time, her hair looks different. She has a different sort of appearance. She's kind of dressed differently, and obviously, maybe she's blending in. Maybe she's just trying to go with this. The question is has she run back in time? Did she come back too early and not have the control? Or is she specifically going back for these instances?
Right.
Is she trapped there like Eobard Thong?
Right.
You know, we don't know the parameters on this.
Right.
And, you know, her hair being very different in the season finale there coming back in kind of clues us in and goes, okay, well, maybe she spruced herself up to come and meet, you know, mom and dad.
Right.
Pre to her being born.
Right. Or is it a totally different time each time she pops in?
Yeah. Is she popping in at random, or is she popping in intentionally in those specific times for a specific reason?
Right.
Obviously, the wedding.
Right.
That was appropriate timing. You know, obviously that was something that she came back for, maybe to see. You know, I'd be curious to see my parents' wedding, although, you know.
Not much of what happens after.
Oh, no, of course not.
But, yeah, I mean, all these moments, you know, we said it would be explained. So maybe in Jitters, there's a reason that she's there.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know, a lot goes on in that place on the show. You know,
it's there was not much to the context of that particular scene other than her popping up. That was really the, to me, in the rest of the storyline, that was something that I looked at and I said, well, there was no real reason for her to be here. So now there's got to be a reason why she was there.
Right.
And maybe that scene will play out better and differently, knowing why she came back to that particular time.
Right. So in the comics, Barry and Iris had twins.
Yes.
Right.
Dawn and Don.
Right. Dawn and Don.
Dawn and Don Allen.
Right. So now she's Nora. So it doesn't mean that she's the only kid.
No, it doesn't mean that she's the only kid. It doesn't mean that there may be an older set of siblings, but in the comics, they were generally a set of twins that were also speedsters. So, you know, fitting to that comic role and trying to adhere to certain storylines. Perhaps she's coming back for a reason. Because perhaps Dawn, or if they rename the character, let's say they renamed Dawn into Nora
Right. After Barry's mother.
and then they renamed the character of Don. We'll call him Don for the sake of the episode today.
Right.
But let's say Don is trapped somewhere
Right.
or needs help, and this is why she's coming back now to this time period to try to get help for him.
Right. Or maybe she knows something that's to come for Barry and Iris.
Yeah. Either or, these are all good story points there.
Or something that is to come for Joe and Cecile's baby.
Which seems to be a little more practical because of the sudden birth of the baby.
And her bringing the bag to the baby.
Yes.
It seems like she's tied into that specifically.
Specifically, yes. And now that they're looking at, she makes a comment about having more diapers and everything like that around. And, that whole comment could be very taken into the fact that, maybe she is one of the twins. And there's two of them. Or maybe they've gone the line that it's two girls and Nora is one of them.
Right. Well,
and she's playing both parts, and maybe it wasn't her there at the same time every time.
Right.
Maybe it was one of the other twins.
Well, like I said, with Flashpoint being a thing, all these things can change.
Yeah.
Episode to episode.
Well, let me ask you something. As a child of the speedster who has had the experience of Flashpoint, probably warning his children at that point not to mess with the timeline,
Right.
for her to take a chance to go back to the timeline, what is that bad that gave her the inkling that she should do that? One. And two, has the timeline already been skewed?
These are good questions. Maybe they have been skewed. But, maybe you got to learn things the hard way. I mean, Barry went back and changed the timeline.
Yeah.
You can be warned all you want. When you're young, you just do what you want to do.
That's true.
It could have been, I'm sure it's something bigger. Otherwise it wouldn't be held up it wouldn't be thrown up in the air as the finale.
There's been things going around the internet saying that she just mistakenly got into these certain parts of the timeline, and either A, is trapped there because of inexperience and naiveness, or B, has has specific reasons for being in those specific spots and not affecting what's going on, because she knows if she doesn't affect something, you won't have that, time travel butterfly effect.
Right. Or maybe she realizes the importance of doing away with DeVoe in that moment.
Yeah.
And hence why she, they show Flash run up in the sky and go to hit the satellite, and then all of a sudden they rewind it back, and you see the two of them.
Little hand come up.
are running along the way, and two hands hit it. And Barry notices, and he even mentions something to Iris, but he has no idea who that is.
Well, I'm curious to see how this unfolds. I'm curious to see how this is going to go. There's a lot of opportunities here to walk in different directions here. I'm curious if they're going to go with any of the timelines and the stories from the comics based around Dawn and Don. Do we know enough about her to say that she is necessarily doing the right thing in this moment?
No, we don't.
No, but that's all good things that we hope they answer in the Flash
Season 5.
Season 5. Todd Halbing has confirmed that all 4 instances will be explained in Season 5, why she came back.
Right.
Now, that could be explained in one big lump sum, which I hope they don't, because that would be kind of a cop-out to me.
No, yeah.
Saying, oh, she's just stuck here, and she's had to follow the line throughout. But why make herself present now? Why make herself known now? She could have helped earlier.
Right. Absolutely. And I'm definitely looking forward to it. And like you said, I hope that they space out the explanation.
Oh, sure. Well, I'm sure they could. They're good writers.
Yeah.
They're going to do that. What are your thoughts on why she's back at this particular moment? Is it 4 separate timelines that she's not necessarily in sequential order coming back to these timelines in order? And what do we think the outcome is going to be having Nora West Allen as a part of this cast? Let us know in the comments down below. And that's all for Comic Movie 10.
We love bringing you these episodes, and we need your help to keep them coming.
Please don't forget to share and subscribe, and keep up with us at hecklerkane.com.